I know that you have said in the past that you blamed yourself for what took place in the Final Four with Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you think about losing?
I mean, at that stage of my career, I definitely felt like it was all on me. Like, I really feel like it was all on me. From making a late game coaching substitution, denying the late game coaching substitution for my boy John Lucas. John Lucas, shout out John Lucas, that's my boy. And just not paying attention to not abiding by the curfew that we had. You know, I went over there and hung out and kicked it with Will and them, and and hung out. But when we got in the game, I thought I'd be all right. And so once you lose and you don't, properly prepare, it hurts. But once you get to that stage, man, and just from the season beginning, from start to the finish and the end, it's gonna be some emotions flared up. So I wouldn't be surprised if anybody cried in that NCAA tournament.
But you guys basically lost at the buzzer. I hate to bring up bad stuff, but I mean, and it was to one of your best friends in the world in Will Bynum. So that made it all the more crazy. I guess my question is, how many times do you think about that? Is that something? When is the last time? People don't really bring it up to you. Right? People don't remember that because they remember your NBA exploits much, much more. And that's what I wonder, when you see a team like Duke, the way they lost, or I don't know. I mean, I think to this day, probably Derek and Chris Douglas Roberts still think about the 2008 Final Four quite a bit.
Sure they do.
What about you? Do you think about it a lot or no?
It's like when people ask, you guys went to the Final Four, huh? And this be like, oh, shit. Don't bring it up. And the first thing that come to mind is just like, damn, we knew that was on the scout report. We knew that Will Bynum loved going right. We knew that he had the head fake. If he don't have the head fake and if he drive, he going to pull back and shoot. We knew that about his game. And we knew if he had it in his left hand, he going to left or right pull up or left or right get to the rack. We knew that. And so our coaching staff was so on point, just telling us everybody's tendencies and what they're going to do late game, what they're going to do in game, how they're going to come off a pick and roll. And so to see that we lose on a play like that, it always hurt, man. It always hurt. But Final Four, I ain't going to lie, it was a great experience. All those people, we played at the Alamo Dome. Do they still play at the Alamo Dome?
That's where they played last night.
Did they?
What's wrong with you?
I thought they moved it. Okay, well, that's dope. I mean, it's just so, the atmosphere is just so, it's just a big old atmosphere, man, and just, you can't do nothing but go out there and just give it your all. And I mean,
how does that compare to NBA losses that crushed you?
Finals, I would say 2010 finals, that one hurt real bad too. I ain't gonna lie. That one about the same as losing to Georgia Tech. Because you right there. You a couple possessions and keying in and winning it all. And just a couple key pieces is injuries, being healthy at the right time. It just is right there and it slip out of your hand. But that's to get all the way to the finals or the NCAA championship and lose, trust and believe you're going to have a focused summer. I'm pretty sure it's guys that's probably going to take 2 days off, a day off, and get right back to it. Because once you taste success, Chris, it's like, all right, I need it. I need it again and again and again and again. And that's one of the most crushing losses I could say when you lose in those type of atmospheres.
I almost feel like a psychiatrist here. I don't know. You probably never even talked about this or thought about it. Do you think losing at Oklahoma State changed you?
Well, that's why I say I gotta give good props to Coach, late rest in peace, Coach Sutton, and my main man, Coach Sip. It's like they always kept me motivated to stay hungry and to get ready for the next level. Like when I was in college, I was knowing that, okay, I got a chance to be a pro. And this is just a stepping stone and a chapter to get to the next level. And I always knew I was going to give it 110% at all costs. So losing, it hurt, but I knew I had another journey to fulfill. So,
so it's different if you're not, if you know, like there's a lot of those kids that are like, they don't know what the future holds.
And yeah, that is the NBA. That is the NBA. So,
right.
Of course, you want to win it. Everybody's goal is to win it, to hold that trophy up. And, man, I trust me, Chris, I try not to think about the Final Four as much as I can, and I definitely don't find my search bar searching 2004 Final Four, Oklahoma State and Georgia Tech.
Have you ever watched it back?
I watched it a few times, but I watched it in 4K. I was right there. I remember it. I was telling Luke, yo, don't go for the Hazo. He going right. Just stick to going, making him go left. And when he came right, he head faked like he was finna shoot it. Then he kept going and floated it over. I think there was Ivan McFarland or Joey Graham, one of those guys. And I don't know. I remember the play vividly. Like, and don't you be having those people behind the screen?
We're not pulling that. No, I would never do that to you. It's a traumatic experience. We just went through it last night, and you are somebody that can actually speak to what a Houston kid is going through. Like, it is not that dissimilar. Obviously, theirs is a different method where it happened, right? Where it's like, they're all gonna replay the last 2 minutes of that game over and over again in their heads.
And it ain't promised. See, the one thing that hurt is it's so hard getting there. It ain't promised that you're going to get back.
Right.
It's like you look at Oklahoma State, they ain't been back to the Final Four since 2004.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's 20 years. 20 years.
That's 20 years. So it's like, damn, I'm talking about an alumni, boosters, whoever, the everybody that's part of the Oklahoma State organization, school, is like, all right, damn, we got to cherish these moments. Matter of fact, we do cherish and honor these moments because these guys put their heart and soul on the line and getting them. I'm talking practices, weight room workouts. I'm talking individuals. Guys really bought into what Coach Sutton was spitting. We was picking up what he was putting down. It wasn't no shortcuts in what we was doing, so it wasn't no surprise why we were there. And so to get there and lose, bro, it's crushing. It's super crushing. And I'm talking even guys that even didn't play as much felt they probably could have did something to contribute. But, they was all in. You got to figure we were all in as far as practices, guys competing, from guys fighting, practices getting intense. But it was all for the greater good for us to get to that level.
And that's the crazy thing about it, Tony. That's why that Houston team does remind me so much of those kind of teams that you were on, right? The same way I posted that video of the Houston, practices where they're just rolling a ball out and having guys literally fight each other for the ball.
No.
They're running into the walls. They are doing everything. And immediately people are bringing up, you remember when Tony said that you guys had to put on football pads and shit in your practices? It's like, it's like what they're doing at Houston now is a super throwback to like what you went through 20 years ago.
And it don't surprise me with that coach. He from the old school.
Yeah.
He got kind of, I can't get it on point, but if I could guess, he looked like he one of those tough love kind of coaches. Like he gonna curse you out.
Yeah.
He gonna bring the best out of you. And those drills that they were showing that Houston was doing where they throw the ball up and those 50-50 balls and they diving on the floor, it brought me back to those shoulder pads and helmets. Because guys got to have a certain tenacity and a certain level of effort when they play in this game. You can't come in and be one of those cool, lackadaisical, I'm in Los Angeles, one of those Lakers showboat teams and just finesse. No, you can't do that. You from the start to finish, you got to come in ready to take charges, dive for loose balls, and hell, probably even clothesline somebody. Mm-hmm. That's what Coach Sampson gave me. And I used to play against Coach Sampson when I was at Oklahoma State. He was coaching Oklahoma, and those teams were tough, man.
Hollis Price.
Yeah, Hollis Price and Eby. They had a guy named Eby. Those guys had talent. And they got beat by Carmelo,
or they would have won the title. Like that's what they kept saying to to win it, and they had an unbelievable team, and they got Carmelo'd. But I mean, like, you think about that, like, so even for like Kelvin Sampson, it's like, look how great of a coach he's been for that long, and how many even cracks he's gotten at it, you know? And he's 69 now, I think they said. It's like, you don't know if you're going to get another one.
Yeah, you don't. You really don't, man. One thing about coaches like that, man, who bring the best out you, I'm pretty sure he's trying to grow those guys up to be young men. And I mean, his track record in coaching has been phenomenal. I mean, to take a team like the University of Houston, come on, man, all the way to the finals. Come on, man, give them some kudos, man. But they fought hard, man. So you got to give your flowers out to them.